Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I am your host, Andrew Illy, and this is Monday Footy Fits episode 2. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'm just going to start off by saying I am so sorry, but my computer absolutely fucking shit itself. I have no microphone, no headset working. The sound is coming through this thing right here, the little camera. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know what happened, man. The timing couldn't have been worse. I'm hoping to get it fixed because I've got the preview on Wednesday and the live review Thursday, so we'll see how we go. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't know how it's going to come through on the other side of this, but we'll see how we go, man. You're just going to have to bear with me while I bear with this crap. It's really annoying, but I feel naked without my equipment, but we'll see how we go. But thank you again for joining me, guys, here at the Ball of Truth, Monday Footy Fits, episode 2. I'm your host, Andrew Illy, and let's get off to a start. And, man, opening round concluded yesterday. So I think it's safe to say that opening round, round 0, whatever you want to call it, was a massive, big, fat failure. And we'll get into it, but before we do, guys, let's plug the social medias. I need you all to smack that thumbs up on the screen. That helps me out in the algorithms of YouTube, and Carlton fans will know how to find me and know I even exist, because some don't. Well, a lot don't, actually. And subscribe if you enjoy my show. Follow me on all social medias, guys. balloftruth_pod on X is the one. The most important, because I'll be tweeting during the games if you want to follow my thoughts and opinions on the game. Of course, we're going to go live on Thursday, but we'll get more into that. Links are in the descriptions for all social medias, guys. And yeah, like I said, I'll be live tweeting during the game on Thursday, round 1, Carlton Richmond. And feel free to leave a comment. And in the live chat, I'll get to you after the show because everything's everywhere. I don't know what's going on. But there we go, guys. Originally, this weekend for opening round, we had 4 games scheduled, and 2 were cancelled or postponed. Brisbane versus Geelong at the Gabba was the first one, and then Gold Coast Suns and the Bombers at People First Stadium. So we only had 2 matches left, and that was because of Cyclone Alfred, which caused those 2 games to be postponed. And I know this wasn't the AFL's fault, man, and our thoughts and prayers are with all the people in Queensland who suffered any type of loss from this disastrous weather event. But yeah, that said, who asked for this opening round, man? I mean, and why is it only 4 games? It just makes no sense. I think it's lame. It doesn't feel the same. It's anticlimactic, and I just don't believe there's a need for it at all, man. And there's been 2 years of this, and now I think it's time for this experiment to be absolutely terminated. Piss it off. I'm done with it. And Michael Voss came out, Carlton coach, our coach, and pitched to the AFL that it should be played in all states and all states of Australia. But I don't think that will solve anything. It will still give off those pre-season vibes. And I just think we just got to get rid of it altogether, man. Nobody wants it. Nobody asked for it. And it doesn't feel special. Round 1's meant to feel special, man. And it doesn't feel like the beginning of the footy season to me at all. Like I said, it feels like pre-season. That's the vibes I was getting. And for me, personally, and I think for a lot of people, actually, you don't even have to be a fan of Carlton Richmond, but opening round starts this Thursday night, Carlton Richmond. And if you don't agree, then shut up. I'm sick of it, man. Opening round. What a stupid name anyway. You know what I mean? Opening round. I don't know, man. This isn't opening the footy season to me. What are we opening? Ridiculous. Opening round. I'd rather be opening a packet of salt and vinegar chips. Smith's crinkle cut. You know, when you pull it apart in the foil and you get that sizzling smell of all those flavours. That's what I'll be opening, man. That's what I call an opening. Fuck this opening round shit. Anyway, guys, the 2 games that did go ahead were Hawks who beat Sydney at the SCG, which we'll get into. Huge result for the Hawks. Absolutely massive. And I did tip them. If you watch my previous show, I tipped the Hawkers. And the other one was the Giants, who smashed the scum, the Pies scum, at home yesterday, which took me by surprise because I had Collingwood winning that, man. I really thought Pies would get off to a flyer. I got that wrong. But, man, the biggest talking point of the whole weekend, and I mentioned biggest, was this. I mean, what on earth is that? That's the Fox Footy scoreboard, which is almost bigger than Collingwood fans' ego. I mean, what is going on there, Fox Footy? Honestly, so many complaints and memes over the weekend, and man, I didn't like it at all. It just covered so much of the screen. It was ridiculous. I mean, it's just way too big. Way too big, man. And it looks like the quality of it, it looked like a 6-year-old was on like Windows 95 and went on Microsoft Paint and just edited something, man. I don't know. It was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Hopefully they fix that, because I enjoy my footy on Fox Footy. So anyway, that was seriously one of the most talking points of the weekend with these two games. But let's get into it. Guys, did I jinx the Pies with my prediction last week? I hope I did. But my goodness, I know it's one game, but they looked like a bottom side. Honestly, they were not ready. Not ready at all. And my Brownlow prediction looked like a piece of fairy bread that's been stepped on by toddlers. I mean, my God. That was Nick Dacos. If any of you didn't watch my show last week, I predicted him for the Brownlow. He won't be getting any votes for this one, let me tell you. And it kind of reminded me of LeBron James in the finals against San Antonio Spurs when he copped some cramps in the first game and they carried him off and he was on a wheelchair after the game. Just ridiculous, man. Shut up. But that's why Michael Jordan's the GOAT in my eyes, for you NBA fans out there. I even have Kobe ahead of LeBron. There you go. That's a different story. Sydney Hawks. Hawks by 20. 11-10-76 to 14-12-96. And Hawks were huge, like I said. Despite the third quarter comeback from the Swans, it felt like to me the Hawks dominated all game, really. Meek in the ruck was huge for the Hawks. Dominated and smashed an underdone Grundy. Didn't look too good, Grundy. I know he's had some issues off-season, but... and Will Day had a monster game for the Hawks. He was everywhere, scored some big goals, and especially when he was resting up forward. And Hawks, man, they're a serious premiership contender. I said this last week. I had them in my top 4 on my ladder prediction, and they've had huge additions to their squad. Barras from Eagles, which is a very good defender. Battle from St Kilda, another good defender. And they've improved their defence immensely. Sicily can now go forward as a target man, and he became one of the biggest threats, especially late in games, as we saw last year. And they're looking really good, man. And they weren't as cringy on the weekend as they were last year. Maybe they're maturing a little bit. I don't know. They're looking really good, man. They're a massive threat to the premiership, and they just wanted to get business done. They got in there, had the win, and they got out. And that's a massive win for the Hawks. It didn't take me by surprise, but the way they dominated, that was a little bit surprising. I tipped them to win, and I had a feeling they would win. Sydney, man, I don't know. No good there. The other one, obviously, GWS and Pies. What was the final score in that one? Let's quickly have a look. I think GWS won by 52, I believe. Yeah, they did. It was GWS 15-14-104 to Collingwood. 6 goals, 16. 52. So there you go. Crazy stuff there. Pounding. Giants made the Pies look like ants. No pun intended there. Pies look sluggish, off the pace, unfit. And the Giants midfielders ran all over them, man. Dominated. Their pressure was ridiculous all around. It was fierce. Callahan had a ripper game for the Giants. And Kieran Briggs went down as well. Giants ruckman. Which was, it looked bad, man. I don't know what happened, if it was a concussion. I don't know if any of you guys know what it was. I still haven't had a look. But they didn't really show too many replays of it during the game. So, but hopefully he's all right. And arguably, 2 of their best players, the Giants, were out. Tom Green and Jesse Hogan. Huge, man. Huge, big win for the Giants. Next week, Pies get Dan Houston back, so let's see what happens with them. They've got a tough game, I think, against Port Adelaide. We'll go into the tips at the end of this episode for round one. And I assume they won't perform this bad next week, but a lot of people are calling them old and slow. But I wouldn't hit the panic button if I was a Pies supporter. It's round one, man. People are not ready yet. And obviously they weren't ready, so it was an absolute pounding. But they'll get better as the season goes on, so if any Collingwood fans are out there, hopefully you don't. There was one incident that Craig McRae and Adam Kingsley, the two coaches, were involved in. And mainstream media, man, they're trying to make a big deal out of this. It was honestly nothing in it. The moment happened in the second term when Toby Bedford gave away a 50-metre penalty, which I believe ended up in a goal to the Pies. McRae had a verbal confrontation with Kingsley, which Kingsley responded on the bench from the other side of the bench. And people are trying to compare this to Hinkley having a go at Ginnivan in the finals at the end of last year, which it's a totally different situation. This is just verbal, professional banter, man. And I'm sick of these soft, out-of-touch, sensitive media in this world trying to make something out of nothing. All for a story. Get over it. Footy banter's been around forever, man. And it's good for the sport. I love it. I don't know if you guys love it too. I love a bit of banter, man. It's funny. I mean, if you look at Gather Round this year, you've got Port Adelaide and Hawks, the last game of that round. I can't wait for that. As a neutral, that's going to bloody go off. Can't wait to see tempers flare and good, hard, passionate footy, man. And that's all built off banter. Bit of taunting, and it's just words, man. Seriously. Everyone's offended by something these days. And guys, being offended doesn't make you right. Simple as that. Way too much political correctness out there and rubbish like that these days. I'm just sick of it, man. Shut up. But anyway, man. Carlton news. Here's what we know so far. I'm going to drop Wednesday, the preview episode, once the teams are announced and all the selections, and we'll go through that Wednesday night. But here's what we know. Charlie Curnow's going to miss round one. I said that last week. I didn't expect him to play. Debuts for Lucas Camporelli, which is awesome. So happy for him. And Nick Haynes, the defender. I expected that one too. That's awesome, man. I'm pumped for those boys. Very good to see. But we'll get a more clear indication of what's going on Wednesday night. And like I said, the preview will come out as soon as the teams drop and the selections are announced. Thursday night is the big one. I will be live for round one, Carlton Richmond, the review, right after the game. So pop that in your calendars. Click that bell for all notifications, guys. That's going to be huge. I always go live after every game. If you want to watch my last year's live reviews, click the live section on my channel and subscribe. But yeah, man, we'll talk about Carlton Richmond more round one. Obviously, I'm going to go through my predictions now, and obviously I'm going to go Carlton round one. I think we're going to win. But I'll tell you by how much when the teams drop, because I've got to look at it and see what's going on. So Carlton Richmond is the first game Thursday night. Friday night we've got Hawks and Bombers. I'm tipping the Hawks. They're going to continue their form, and I don't think Bombers will be that good this year. Cats and Dockers. I'm going to go Cats at home. Sydney versus Lions. I'm going to go Lions. I'm going to predict that Sydney's going 0-2. Back-to-back losses for Sydney coming up. I do like Dean Cox, though. I think he's a really good coach, and I like the way he speaks. Bulldogs North. I really wanted to tip North here, but I don't have the balls to do it, guys. I'm going to go Bulldogs, but I just got this sneaky, weird feeling that North might get off to a sneaky win. I don't know. Pies and Power, like I said, that's going to be a tough one for the Pies. I think I'm going to back him. I'm going to go with the Pies just because Houston's back against his old side, and they'll want to learn from the Giants pounding. That'll be an awesome game. On the Sunday, we've got Crows and Saints. I'm going to go Crows at home for me. Saints, I'm not too convinced on them this year. D's and the Giants. I'm going to go with Giants. They're going to continue their form, but that's a tough game as well. I don't know what Melbourne's going to be like this year. Petrarca's back. They seem to be fitter than they were last year. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens there. But I'm still going to go Giants. And let's see if they get any players back, like Tom Green. I think Hogan's due for the week after, but we'll see. The last game's Eagles versus Suns. I'm going to go Suns. I think they're due for a big year, and they might sneak into the 8. Who knows, man? But they're my predictions for round 1. Guys, I'm so sorry again that I don't have my mic and everything. I just wanted to cover a bit of the weekend, what happened. But like I said, I'm going to drop another episode in 2 days' time on Wednesday night for the preview to the Richmond-Carlton game. And we'll go through the selections and see what Voss comes up with there. And of course, the night after, round 1 begins, man. And I can't bloody wait. We'll go live right after the game for the review. So stay tuned for that. But man, I'll leave you to it because I don't have my equipment here. I'm all over the place in my setup. So enjoy your night. This is Monday Footy Fits. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's go Baggers. I'll see you Wednesday night for the preview and we'll cover much, much more then. So guys, of course, follow me on all social medias. Hit that like button, subscribe. And I'll see you all Wednesday night. Adios. Love you all. Goodbye. And remember, subscribe, man.